Coming up tonight, creating a new travel experience. You can now take a virtual tour designed and hosted by locals.
Feeling stressed by the pandemic, Sue-Ann finds out how an emotionally intelligent chatbot can help.
And number 1 in name and appearance. It's the first Singapore film to be released this year.
This is the Straits Times Newsnight. I'm Dylan Ang.
I'm Sue-Ann. Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us.
We may be small in size, but we certainly do pack a punch. When it comes to understanding and acting on global and intercultural issues, Singapore students are the best in the world. Our 15-year-olds outperformed their peers from Canada, Hong Kong and Scotland.
The Global Competence Test was conducted in 2018 by the OECD as part of the Programme for International Student Assessment. ST Senior Education Correspondent Sandra Davey says it's a significant achievement.
Let's face it, in our very interconnected world, this global competence, being able to understand local global issues and being able to have the right skills to be able to discuss different perspectives, different viewpoints and understand where they're coming from. These are all.
If you're watching us from overseas and can't travel due to the pandemic, there's now a fantastic way to experience Singapore. STB is teaming up with Airbnb to promote virtual tourism.
Customers can choose from a range of experiences designed and hosted by locals on the Airbnb Experiences platform. Examples include tours of the cloud forest at the Gardens by the Bay and Singapore's smallest museum. Or you could even explore crazy rich Singapore. For now, prices range from 10 Singapore dollars to 70 Singapore dollars. Looks like this is the way to travel until borders can safely reopen.
The good news is COVID-19 case numbers here remain low. 8 new infections confirmed today, including 1 from a workers' dormitory. The remaining 7 were imported and had been placed on stay-home notices when they arrived in Singapore.
Let's take a look at what's been trending on social media and sparking conversations today. COVID-19 fatigue and the stress of daily life can get anybody feeling down. For those of us feeling a little lackluster, a new emotionally intelligent chatbot is now available. I tried it out a little bit earlier today. You can chat with it anonymously or use the site to seek resources such as a well-being self-assessment tool or useful hotlines and services. The chatbot platform Wiser is available on the latest version of web app service mindline.sg and can help us build mental resilience and learn self-care.
Now opening in cinemas today, local film number 1 features funny man Mark Lee playing a retrenched white-collar manager who unwittingly gets a job as a drag queen. The role has already drawn acclaim, with Lee having been nominated for the Best Leading Actor award at the upcoming Golden Horse Awards for his performance. The 52-year-old actor who got his start in comedy has finally been recognized for his acting chops in a serious role. He said, "I will never abandon comedic acting, even if I'm recognized as a dramatic actor."
I'm pretty excited for this. Mark Lee in a serious role should be quite something. Plus, drag queens on screen, something we don't really get to see very often.
Yeah, that's right.
And look away if you're squeamish. An economic rice stall in GEYLANG has responded after a video of pigeons pecking away at the stall's food has caused quite a stir online. An employee has since clarified that the affected food was immediately thrown away and that a fresh batch of dishes were cooked. The Singapore Food Agency said it will take enforcement action against the stall for the hygiene lapses detected.
Muslim organizations here, including the Islamic Religious Council of Singapore, have condemned the beheading of French history teacher Samuel Paty, stating that such acts run counter to the values of Islam. It comes as France paid tribute to Mr. Paty, who was attacked for showing cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad in a free speech lesson. Speaking at the official memorial held at Sorbonne University in Paris, President Emmanuel Macron said that Paty embodied the values of the French Republic and went on to denounce the cowards behind the crime. The attack has prompted officials to intensify a clampdown on Islamist extremism.
3 weeks after a chaotic debate, Donald Trump and Joe Biden will be facing off once again. All eyes on their second and final debate tomorrow at 9 a.m. Singapore time. Both candidates getting a last chance to speak directly to a large audience before the US election on November 3rd. The 90-minute encounter will feature for the first time a mute button to prevent scenes like this one, where Mr. Trump repeatedly interrupted Mr. Biden during their first encounter. Seems like Mr. Trump needs to make up for lost ground, with latest polls show him lagging behind his rival.
Ahead of the debate, former President Barack Obama hit the campaign trail for Mr. Biden in Pennsylvania, while President Trump went to swing state North Carolina. Both men ended up ripping into each other at their respective rallies on Wednesday night.
Can you imagine if I had a secret Chinese bank account when I was running for re-election? They would have called me Beijing Barry.
President Obama's campaigning for Sleepy Joe Biden. And I said, that's good news or bad news? Tell me, are you saying it's good or it's bad? Well, I guess it's bad. No, it's good. There was nobody that campaigned harder for crooked Hillary Clinton than Obama, right?
Closer to home, Thailand has lifted emergency measures in an attempt to end months of protests against Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha and the monarchy. The measures, which in fact had prompted even bigger demonstrations, were lifted from 1 p.m. today Singapore time. Protesters, however, who have given Mr. Prayut a 3-day deadline to resign, said that withdrawing the measures was not enough.
And in case you missed it, we've all seen our share of tall people. But what about this tall? A 14-year-old Chinese boy from Sichuan is gunning to be recognized by the Guinness World Records as the world's tallest male teenager. Ren Ke-yu is 2.21 meters tall, just 5 centimeters shy of NBA star Yao Ming. In case you're curious, the title was previously held by American Kevin Bradford. Must be pretty inconvenient to be that tall though.
Wow, I can't imagine, getting on trains must be a pain, but not like you would know. Now, and that wraps up the Straits Times Newsnight. Do visit straitstimes.com to see more news and videos.
You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel by hitting the button below. Have a great evening and we'll see you tomorrow.